So I was the editor for the school newsletter in my final year, which gave me an opportunity to take photographs for a lot of things in school. So obviously this is a 2006 when you didn't have, we had a small digital camera, whatever. But I used to use that to shoot things and events, things in school. For
Was
the
that
newsletter.
a film camera?
It was a digital camera.
Okay.
I had a Sony T33, which was those credit card size cameras that used to get that time.
Right.
My dad got one from abroad, so you should fit in your like school pocket nicely. Just put in the pocket and go around and take photos. So it was
So
quite
you
nice.
didn't start with film cameras, like your photography?
No.
journey?
I'm
It
not that
started
old.
with-
I don't know how old you think I am. I'm not that old. I got a job as an oil trader in London.
Okay.
So again, my degree is economics and politics. So you kind of go into the financial sector. So I was studying WTI crude oil market. So it's an American West Texas Intermediate is a kind of oil. So
Okay.
it's for this company called Schneider Trading. So I did that for about a year, I think. So I think the first 6 months is quite exciting. Anything new you do, it's like a honeymoon phase.
Right.
You're given 3 monitors. You feel like you've made it in life, and you're on the trading floor, and you're like, oh my god, this is like wow, how cool is this?
Right.
So I lasted for about a year. And then I came back to Hyderabad for a friend's sister's wedding at that point, just like a 1 month break kind of thing. And then I had a bunch of friends from school who were also in Maradpalli who were in the same kind of phase of their lives. They're trying to do creative stuff. This is Tarun Bhaskar, who's the director now. So we should be neighbors in Maradpalli. And so that time they're like, hey, come, we'll do something here. So, and my mom was like, hey, you come back, sit next to me. Whatever you do is fine. Moms are very happy for sons to be next to them.
Right.
My dad was grumpy about it, but it's like, okay, fine. So,
Right.
so the leap of faith at that point of time to come back to India and start something creative, which was probably just the surge of it where you were starting to see something on social media. This is before Instagram, so maybe Facebook is what we have.
So back then, I think the competition comparatively was much lesser. So how is it now? Like if I have to start photography, I'll learn, I'll probably do my research, I'll buy cameras. So if I want to enter this stream of wedding photography, how difficult would it be for me?
See, people who come to you, at least come to our brand, come for a specific requirement.
Right.
So most of our clients always say, we love your work because you're very candid.
Right.
Like people say that, we're awkward with poses. We're not good at posing. We love your work because you're good at capturing in natural, organically over the course of the wedding and making us look great. So when they come for that very clearly, there's usually not a mismatch in terms of creativity.
Right.
So we have that discussion obviously beforehand. So we're aware of what they are expecting from us and what we are delivering as well. And that's where I told you word of mouth is very good because, Yashwant's brother will know exactly what we did. So he tells his friend, go with Kishore. This is what they do very well. So there's no miscommunication.
Right.
And I've also very put a lot of effort into curating our social media feed to also showcase that. This is what our forte is. It's about storytelling through organic, candid moments captured over the course of events rather than forcing you to pose. So I shot weddings in America, Western wedding, where the previous day before the wedding, they have a rehearsal. Everyone's planned, like you would literally put marks and know. So everyone knows what's happening. There's no surprises.
Right.
But you've been to Telugu weddings. Like, there's no rehearsal, no planning. It's just like gung-ho, we go happen. So we'll be like sitting with a perfect frame. Suddenly one auntie will come in the frame and be like, I'm going to stand here only. And we have to adapt.
Right.
You have to adapt. So I think the major part that we have developed a skill set is knowing the rituals very well. Like one frequent problem we have when we face that. So when the groom goes to tie the tali of the bride, if they have a kanduva, the kanduva will cover the bride's face. Because he bends, the kanduva will go and hit her face and be like, oh, they're on her face, lad. And like, what is this? So we know this is going to happen. So usually tell the groom, please, I will hold this for you. Either we will hold it or we'll ask someone behind them to hold it for them or we'll tie it behind their back just for that 30-40 seconds of tying the tali.
Right.
And that pre-notion, we know this is going to happen. From experience, we're aware of this. So we'll preconceive and ensure it doesn't happen. So for me, the intended output is a zine. I know this is how the client or the customer is going to consume this content. That means I have to think about the when I'm creating the content. So
Exactly. Yeah.
we don't make a zine randomly with photos that we are collecting together.
Right.
We shoot for the zine because we know this is the format that's going to be consumed in. So we have a lot of control over the consumption, which you do not have in a phone or a PC.
Right.
The speed at which they look at it or how they go through, you can do whatever. I mean, like, it's very loose the way people consume content on a phone.
Right.
But in a magazine, you almost are forced to look at it in a linear format.
అది తీసుకో బుక్ వెనకనే ఉంది Yeah.
So I think for here, so if you see this, the visual, which I say, like for example, even this.
Right.
this is actually quite a strong and important visual. Like I can't read Telugu, okay,
Right,
but
right.
my guy was like, sir, this is important. I'm like, okay, fine, this is important. So I think they also understand what is important. And see, for example, the difficult part for us is picking what's the cover photo.
కవర్ ఫోటో మ్యాడ్ ఉంది సార్.
This is important also.
Yeah.
Because it has to kind of show, also summarize the finishing.
It
of
has
the
to
film.
encapsulate the entire theme. Yeah.
And then you have to have the inner cover photos also important.
Right.
And this final photo is also important. So these kind of are the bookends.
Right.
The whole idea and ethos of Concord Zine is to bring attention to things that happen around us but are forgotten in the hustle and bustle of daily lives. It's to make you stop and force you to admire the art around you.
అంత పట్టించుకోం వాటి గురించి.
Yeah, but when it's photographed and presented to you in the right way, you'll suddenly be like, hey, this is actually something that could be consumed as art as well. Because like we've sold prints of things we shot in the bars. issue.
Right.
Someone said, can you make a large print for me?
Right.
2-3 people have bought prints like from the bicycle issue as well.
Right.
So basically it is things that could be made into art to hang in the house. But unless someone takes the effort as a photographer to show that to you, you're not really going to have the mindset to do it. I think that's what our role as a photographer is at the end of the day.
Right.